Hofstra taking now a team lead.
149 pounds. For Hofstra, a sophomore from Hofstra Bay, New York, Mike Leandrou. And for Brown, a freshman from Powell, Ohio, Blake Saito.
Of 15-7. Blake Saito, Mike Leandrou in the 149-pound weight class. Leandrou on the season, 4 wins against 7 losses. He's lost his last 5 decisions. Of those 5, 3 by technical fall, 1 by actual fall, and 1 a 10-2 decision. And just like that, Saito has himself a takedown. Saito with terrific control here. Saito coming in with a 6-3 mark. Did quite well at the Cougar Clash with a win over his teammate, Ricky Cabanillas, and a win over Joseph Bianchi by fall in just 2:51. It was a first period pin. He turns him. He's got a shot at a pin. He's got to lower that shoulder in on the, and is that going to be reversal points? That's a 4-point near fall for Saito.
Near fall, Brown.
Oh, that just shows how close that was.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And then an escape for Leandrou pulls him off the goose egg. But what a start to this one for Saito, the first year. Got his first win of the season over Navy's PJ Crane by fall. And then another fall over Andrew Gappas of Rutgers. In fact, after that, those first 2 losses, he has won now 6 of his last 7 decisions. His only loss in that match to Purdue, which was a 10-2 major decision. Not to make excuses, but Purdue's not a bad program.
Yeah, anything that part of the country, you're going to be up against it.
And the Big Ten is certainly among the best nationally, year in and year out. Schools from the East tend to fare fairly well. The East has been well represented at the national level, certainly by the likes of Cornell, and Penn State is a Big Ten team, but certainly has its Eastern roots. To the final half minute. These 2 wrestlers have been fairly measured with one another over the last, half minute or so since the Leandrou escape. I haven't really seen too much of really anything. They just kind of measure each other out. And 157, 165, 174 remain. And that'll do it for the first period. And the Bears will take a 6-1 lead, will Blake Saito, into the second. We're going to get a look here at that near fall right there. If Saito's able to perhaps get out from underneath and pin his arm down, he might have had that full fall, but very, very close. Saito on the underside of the start of round 2. But gets himself up in a hurry. And we'll see if he can break those hands of Leandrou. And Leandrou does a pretty good job of hanging on to him.
That riding time's dipped pretty good now.
Yeah, under 35 seconds. Trying to lock that hand is Leandrou. And Saito's going to get the escape.
Took him a while, though.
Yeah, it took him almost 40 seconds. We'll see if Saito maybe a little more aggressive here in the second period, trying to get another takedown here with the score 7-1. If, again, if your hope is to get a fall, obviously, but if you're not, you want to try and generate as many points as you can, and he's going to get them here with a takedown. He's got great control around the midsection, and there it is. We'll see if Leandrou can get out of it. But that brings the score to 9-1, and
Yeah.
Saito very well in control here. It'll allow the riding time to tick back up again, especially if he can maintain this control for the final 40 ticks of this second period at 149. Saito had a pretty good day last week, again defeating Brown upperclassman Ricky Cabanillas in the finals of the Cougar Clash.
Well, he was in high school. He placed at the Ohio State Championships 3 times. And again, when we're talking about that part of the country, that stems down into the high school ranks as well. He was the number 13 wrestler in his weight class, according to Blow Wrestling, and a top 250 overall recruit. So Blake Saito, he's just getting his feet beneath him in his time here at Brown. When we talk about these young wrestlers that have some ceiling still ahead of them, this is one of the guys that Brown is certainly thinking on their radar.
So we'll get another look here at the takedown. You'll see the control. He gets around the waist, gets underneath, drives the shoulder, and you can see Leandrou all but resigned to, well, looks like I've been taken down. So they start neutral here in the third. Again, Jack Bokina, Joe McGinty on deck at 157. The Bears 8 points down as a team. The score 15-7 in favor of Hofstra with the 3 matches to go after this one. And that's going to be another takedown for Saito. And Saito going to be awfully close potentially. He gets another near fall. We could be looking at a technical fall here.
Also, the official on the right of our screen is the most sturdily built official I've seen in any sport, football, basketball.
Since Ed Hockley?
I'd put him in the same category, yeah. That's a layer of credibility, I think.
So once again, we're saying this is another fellow that you're not taking the mat against tonight.
Fight or flight,
I've heard that's the post-game show. That's not true?
Strap a GoPro to me and see where I run.
Yeah, hey, you know. I often joke about some of the sports that we cover, that there are some things I will never do. Men's lacrosse goalie is at the top of the list, especially with, no pads.
No equipment?
Yeah. That whole thing. And I can't imagine gymnastics just because, well, for a number of reasons.
Yep.
I'm not that flexible. Diving, same idea.
Just generally wrestling is also on this list.
It wasn't always, but it is now. I'm not disciplined enough. Talk about the discipline these guys have to, maintain weight and stay fit, and the repair to your body that has to happen. I mean, the amount of time you have to put in for what at most could be 8 minutes.
And look, when we're watching these matches and you're watching them at home on your screen, and for us to be here in person and to see the torque on the joints, the ankles, the knees, the elbows,
now you're admittedly a wrestling novice, and
yes,
and the physicality of this is unlike really any other sport you and I will cover.
Yep, and it's you can appreciate, I think, on the screen what you were seeing a lot, but you're not necessarily appreciating the movements where you or I would look and go, oh boy, that would come out of joint if this were me on the mat right now. I mean, that's the kind of physicality that we're getting to look at, and just that kind of strength right there. And you can see the shoulders, the elbows, all of it for all of these